Hi Sewmates, welcome back again to the channel. In today's tutorial, we'll be making an asymmetric neckline Cowl Bubu, and here is the outcome. It's so beautiful, guys. It's looking so fine and beautiful. Though my organza is not full like the inspiration pictures that I showed earlier. Why not? If you want to make yours fuller, if you have the enough fabric, why not? You can make yours fuller like the original style. So here is the outcome, guys, and I'll be taking you guys along. If you are coming across the channel for the first time, why not go ahead and hit that subscribe button, turn on your notification bells, guys. I upload new videos every week, and if you find this tutorial helpful, why not go ahead and give me that thumbs up, share the video, guys, so YouTube can push my video. Without wasting much of your time, guys, stay back. We'll be back shortly. Welcome back, guys. I have with me 4 yards of crepe fabric and 2 yards of organza, and we'll firstly go ahead and cut the facing for the front bubu. As you can see, I have this square piece of crepe. I'll just go ahead and stretch with my iron. So after stretching, I went ahead and folded the crepe into two, like so. You can see how I folded it. The other part is longer than this other part. The shorter part will be for the back, while the long part will be for the front. So I went ahead and folded it again. That is, we'll be cutting the front and the back together. So I went ahead and secure with my office pin. So for the front facing, the length of the front facing, I came down and marked 24 inches. So it depends on how long you want yours to be. If you can do yours, if you want yours to be more than 24 inches, you can go ahead and mark the desired length of your facing. So I went ahead and chalk 24 inches and I connected the lines with my ruler. So I just went ahead and cut out. So this is what we have, guys. So now for the width of my neckline, I did 4 inches. That's the wideness of how I want the neck to be. I did 4 inches. And the shoulder I'm working with is 7.5 inches, guys. So I came down and marked 1 inch for the depth of my back. You know, we are cutting the front and back together. So firstly cut the neckline of the back first. So I came down and marked 1 inch and I went ahead and connected like so. And the shoulder I'm working with is 15 inches. 15 divided by 2 is 7.5 inches. So I went ahead and marked 7.5 inches, as you can see. So whatever I have on the shoulder, which is the 7.5, on the down part, I mark 7.5 inches. So I'll just go ahead and connect my points with my straight ruler. So I'll just go ahead and cut out. So this is what we have, Sewmates. So the next thing to do is to go ahead and cut out the neckline. And there is nothing like shoulder slant, okay? We'll not be joining the shoulder. So we'll not be cutting the shoulder of the front and back. No, there's nothing like shoulder slant. So I'll just cut out the neckline. So this is what we have. So I'll just go ahead and iron the shoulder to have a crease line, so it will be easy for me to differentiate the front and the back. So this is what we have. So the longer part is our front facing, while the other part is our back facing. So now we'll go ahead and alter the neckline of the front. You can see how I folded it, guys. Please ensure that the crease line of the shoulder are matching. So I went ahead and secured with my office pin. So that's the importance of ironing, okay? So I just went ahead and iron to have that crease line. So now from my shoulder, you can see I'm starting from the crease line that we have on the shoulder. So from the shoulder, I went ahead, I came down and marked 3 inches. That is the standard measurement for a neckline. I came down and marked 3 inches and the wideness is 4 inches. So I'll just go ahead and connect like so. Connect it like so. That's 4 corner neckline. So I'll just do the same for the back as well. So this is what we have. I'll just go ahead and cut it out. So this is what we have made. So the next thing to do is to cut out the asymmetric neckline. So depends on where you want your neckline for the asymmetric to be, either the left or the right. So you just determine. So you know we actually came down from our shoulder crease line. We came down by 3 inches. So now I'll come down from the crease line of the shoulder. I came down and mark 7 inches. So it depends on how deep you actually want your neckline to be. Okay, the person I'm actually making the dress for doesn't want her own neckline to be very deep, so I did 7 inches. So you can come down by 8 or 9 inches. So after coming down by 7 inches, I just went ahead and placed my curve ruler like so, and I went ahead and connected to the 3 inches that we came down by on the other side. So guys, it depends on how you want your asymmetric neckline to come out. So if you want to make it like straight, you can go ahead and use your straight ruler to connect the line. So after I was done connecting my points, I went ahead and cut out like so. So over to the back Sewmates, I came down from my shoulder crease line. I came down and marked 3.5 inches. Yeah, so it depends how you want your back facing to be. If you want yours to be longer than the 3.5, you can go ahead and mark 4.5 inches. So after marking out my 3.5 inches, I went ahead and connected with a straight line, and I proceeded by cutting. So this is what we have made. So we are done cutting the facing. So now guys, for the remaining shoulder, I actually want the remaining shoulder to be 3 inches. So what I have left is 1/2 inch. So I just went ahead and mark out 1/2 inch. I went ahead and connect with my straight line, and I'll do the same for the other side. I actually want the shoulder to be 2.5. So by the time we hem, we'll be left with 2.5. So I went ahead and cut out 1/2 inch from the 3 inches that we have. Sewmates, we are done cutting the facing, as you can see. So head over to cutting the bubu. So I've gone ahead to fold my fabric into 2. Okay, So you can start folding into 2, and I went ahead and fold again because we'll be cutting the front and the back together. So I went ahead and iron so I can have a crease line on the shoulder because we'll not be cutting the shoulder. So from my shoulder, I went ahead and mark my nail length. The nail I'm working with is 42 inches. So I went ahead and mark 42 inches. Okay. So from 42 inches, I went up by 3 inches. That is from your nail line, go up by 3 inches. So I went ahead and mark 33 inches. From the center front, go ahead and mark the shoulder measurements that you are working with. I'm working with 15 inches divided by 2, that is 7.5 inches. So from the 7.5 inches, I went ahead and marked 18 inches for my sleeve length. So total of what I have is 25.5 inches. So from my shoulder line, I came down and marked 8 inches for my sleeve opening. Marked 8 inches. So I'll just go ahead and measure what I have for my shoulder. That is 25.5 inches. So I'll go ahead and connect these points together. So I'll just go ahead and mark the wideness of the neck I'm working with, which is 4 inches. So I'll just come down and mark 1 inch for the deepness of the neckline. You know, we are cutting the front and back together, so we'll go ahead and mark out the neckline for the back. So the deepness is 1 inch, while the wideness is 4 inches. So I went ahead and connected like so. That's the 4-corner neckline. So we are not coming down for any shoulder slope. Like I said, the shoulders will be folded. Do you understand? We are not cutting the shoulder. We will not be sewing the shoulder, guys. So I went ahead and cut out the neckline like so. So guys, the hip circumference I'm working with is 49 inches. Now 49 divided by 4 is 12.25. So I'll just go ahead and mark 12.25 plus 3 inches for ease. You can do 5 inches. So I went ahead and connected from my armhole. You can see I'm curving it, guys. I went ahead and curve it in first, and I used my curve roller to blend it like so. I'm just connecting all the way to the hip. I'm just connecting all the way to whatever we have on the hip line. You know, this is a Cowl Bubu. So just go ahead and curve it in. So after I was done, I went ahead and blend it. I made sure that the armhole, I curved it like so, and I went ahead and blend whatever I have all the way to the hip line. So guys, this is what we have. So just go ahead and cut out. So after I was done cutting, I went ahead and ironed the shoulder like so to have a crease line. So I'll just go ahead and open up what we have. So now guys, this is what we have. We'll be altering the neckline for the front. So go ahead and place your fabric like so, open it up like so. Go ahead and place the facing on top. You can see I've placed the facing and I went ahead and made sure the shoulder are aligning together. So that is the essence of ironing. So we'll have that crease line to be easy, like matching the shoulders together. So I went ahead and secure with an office pin. So the next thing to do is to cut out the neckline. So I'll just follow the line of the facing and cut out the neckline for the bubu. Please ensure that the neckline of the facing is corresponding with the neckline of the bubu. So after I was done cutting the neckline, I went ahead and marked the wrong side. Okay. So this is what we have, guys. So the next thing to do is to go ahead and cut the organza. Like I said, I work with 2 yards of organza. So I went ahead and folded the organza into 2 equal halves and I shared it. So you can see how I'm folding it. I've already shared the organza already. So as you can see, I'm done sharing the organza into 2. So later on I'll be joining, cutting through and joining. So the total length of the bubu I'm making is 59 inches and the half length of the bubu we've cut already is 39 inches. Now 59 inches minus 39 inches, we have 20 inches. So we'll head over to cutting the bias that we'll be using for the facing of our bubu. So now go ahead and lay the color of the crepe that you'll be making use of. We'll be cutting on a bias form. So just watch what I'm doing. So go ahead and measure the length of the facing. You know, we cut we measure like 24 inches for the facing. So just go ahead and cut out like so. First of all, you just go ahead and cut out like a triangular form after you've cut out that one. So head over to getting your tape maker. So this is the tape maker that I worked with. I worked with size 18. You know, they have size 25, 18. So it depends on how wide you want your own bias to be. So I used size 18 for my tape making. So as you can see, I've cut out already. I cut like 2 of it, and the wideness of this bias that I cut is 1.5. The tape maker is 1.25, so I added 0.25 to it. That is 1.5 inches, so that by the time you put through the tape maker, it will come out firm. Do you understand? So like I said, the tape maker is of different size. So this particular one I'm making use of is size 18. Okay, and if you use your tape to measure the width of that 18, is 1.25, just like so. Just go ahead and measure what you have. I have 1.25. so the wideness of this bias that I cut is 1.5. so I went ahead and passed through. You just pass through like so. Go ahead and use a long hand needle to pull out. So you just pull out like so. It's easy to make. So you just use your iron and straighten it like you iron on it to make it firm. So you can as well go ahead and use your pin to hold it down. So as by the time you are pulling your tape maker, you just be ironing. Do you understand? As you are pulling the tape maker backward, you'll be using your iron to iron on it. So the heatness will form that bias. Do you understand? To just put it in place. You can see this is what we have. So I'll just go ahead and do the same for the other one. From the original style, from the center front of the facing, from the center front of the facing, it has two colors. Do you understand? From the center front, you come outward by 0.5 inches and come out on the other side by 0.5 inches. That's from the center front. You'll be putting two colors, the same color. Then you can just go ahead and start cutting out your bias. Cut out different colors. If you have different color of crepe, go ahead and cut out. Do you understand? So I've gone ahead to cut out. You can see I've done my bias with my tape maker, and this is it, guys. So after you are done cutting, the next thing to do, you use your hemming gum to place on it, on your fabric, that's on your facing. You can see what I'm doing. Go ahead, you fold your hemming gum like so, you place on your facing, and you place your bias on it and iron, so to put it in place. You have to do this so it can align. Okay, the essence is for it to be straight, so you have a straight bias, like it will look straight and organized. So the essence of this hemming gum is to make the bias to stay in place. You iron and you arrange the colors of your bias in order. So just go ahead and place your bias on the hemming gum. Use your pressing iron to hold it in place. So you repeat the same process for all the colors of your bias that you've cut out. So I'll just go ahead and repeat the process. So after I was done ironing, the next thing I did, I went ahead and used the color of each crepe to sew on top. Do you understand? You go ahead and stitch so it will stay in place. So after I was done, the next thing to do is to go ahead and fold the edges of the facing. You fold half inch inwards. We'll be ironing half inch of the edges of the facing. So I'll just go ahead and iron and I'll be back. So guys, I'm done ironing the edges of the facing. As you can see, I've gone ahead to stitch on it. Stitch on the bias. And before stitching, please go ahead and iron hairstay on your facing. Sewmates, so head over to sewing the facing on our bubu. So I'll go ahead and turn my bubu. Ensure that the wrong side of the bubu is facing you. Do you understand? Ensure that the wrong side of the bubu is facing us. So I've gone ahead to chalk on the wrong side of my bubu. So after I was done chalking on it, now the right side of my facing will be facing the wrong side of the bubu. So just go ahead and place like so. Ensure that the neckline are aligning. So after you are sure that the neckline are aligning, go ahead and use your pins to hold in place. So after pinning, you head over to the sewing machine and sew with ½ inch round. So guys, I'm done sewing with ½ inch. You can see I've gone ahead to stitch on it with ½ inch. So after stitching on it, just go ahead and remove your pins and your notch please ensure to notch properly, and after notching, go ahead and cut out the excess. So after cutting out the excess, go ahead and turn your facing outward, like you turn the facing outside to be facing the right side of the bubu. You can see what I'm talking about. Now the right side of the facing and the right side of the bubu will be facing us. So I'll just go ahead and use my pressing iron to iron properly. Ensure to iron very well so it will lap. Yeah, ensure to iron very well because I didn't stitch on it. Do you understand? I didn't stitch on it, so ensure to use a steam iron to iron very well. So guys, I'll go ahead and hold the neckline with an office pin to stay in place. So after holding with office pin, I went ahead and used my pressing iron to iron properly. So guys, you can see how it's laying very flat. I ironed properly in the sense that the bubu is not even showing on the neckline because I didn't stitch on it. So after you're done ironing, I went ahead and used my office pin to lay my facing on my bubu. Ensure that it's laying properly, like it's laying flat. So after pinning, I went ahead and stitched on it. So head over to the organza. Like I said, I made use of 2 yards of organza. So I went ahead and divided the organza into 2 equal halves. That is 1 yard for the front and 1 yard for the back. So the total length of the organza that I worked with is 21 inches. So I went ahead on the 1 yard of the organza. I went ahead and folded it again. I cut through and joined. Do you understand? So we'll be gathering the organza and we'll be placing on the front and stitching on it. We'll do the same for the back as well. But before gathering the organza, ensure to have weaved. Okay, so guys, I've gone ahead to gather my organza. I run a loose stitch on the organza and I pull through. So after pulling through, I went ahead and lay on the front of the bubu. I stitch on it and I repeated the same thing for the back as well. So after I was done, I went ahead and turned over to the wrong side. So head over to sewing the bodice in place. We'll head over to sewing the bodice in place. After sewing the bodice in place, we'll head over to hemming the sleeve opening. So guys, we've come to the end of the video. If you find this tutorial helpful, guys, please go ahead and give me that thumbs up. Please help me to share the video. And guys, thank you so much. And if you are here to hit the subscribe button, what are you waiting for? Please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And if you want to make your organza to be very full, ensure to make use of 4 yards of organza. Thank you so much, guys.